Naoma Doriguzzi joins us this morning, Social Media Saturday, and it's all about tweeting today.
Exactly, Twitter. So we're all on Twitter, most of us are. The big question is, what do you tweet about? Most people are tweeting about themselves, things they're eating, things they're doing. That is not what Twitter's about. You kind of have to think about it as a conversation. If you're walking into a room, let's say at a party or a business networking thing, what's the first thing you're going to do? Are you going to start talking about yourself? It's going to turn people off. You want to be inspirational, you want to be engaging, you want people to communicate back with you and to follow you. Unless you're some big celebrity, there's no really reason why anybody wants to hear everything you're doing. So you kind of have to think about, okay, what things can I tweet about? So the first thing I would say, the #1 thing that's actually retweeted on Twitter is inspirational quotes, motivational quotes. I guess people like to retweet those, so that's the #1 thing that people like to talk about. So a lot of people subscribe to those motivational quotes and will tweet those out. I guess it's a good way to start your day if you have a lot of motivation things. And if people don't know what to tweet, they can always just retweet those. So that's a good thing to do. Just like Joe, you tweet me a lot. I like to retweet your content. So
all my inspirational now that I know. I better be more inspirational.
Yes, so I can retweet all of your stuff. You can retweet my stuff. Kind of helps your followers find out about new people that you find interesting.
Well, and people should realize, Naoma, you have 14,000 followers.
Something like that, yeah.
So when I go to Naoma, she retweets, bingo, I've reached a whole lot more people.
But you think that that's introductions, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you're meeting people that you wouldn't otherwise meet.
Well, you're telling people who you find inspirational, that you find is pretty cool, that tweets good things.
Yeah.
So another good thing is reply to others who talk about you or who mention you. So if I'm saying, you know, at 13 Joe Flanagan is out here, then you could say, hey, thanks for letting people know about it. That's how the whole conversation starts. So there's Joe Flanagan at 13 News. So you want to make sure you follow him.
Do you reach more people with a hashtag or an @ to connect?
An @ sign so people can see that you're mentioning them and they're more likely to follow you and to start the conversation. So if you're trying to meet that influential person, that person you want to really meet and connect with, that's a good way to start. Another thing is even a simple good morning. When I tweet a good morning, hello, or something like that, tell me something good, people are, I don't understand, people like to answer back, and that's another thing, how the conversation starts. Ask a question that requires more than a yes-no answer. Ask for advice. People like to kind of be involved, and that's a good way for people to start having that conversation.
You really do get reactions from that.
Oh, yes, I get a lot more than if I just tweet what I'm doing. If I ask a question, people are more likely to respond.
And, wow.
And also, and you were mentioning, like in the morning, it's also, because there can be so much noise through the day. Like, you know, you pick that people just getting started and you're not lost in the mix, right?
Exactly. And just, again, think of it as simple like a conversation. Not all about you. Think of how can you start engaging. That's the easiest way to start.
If you have 14,000 followers saying, hi, how are you, you may spend the rest of the day answering.
I do my best to reply to everybody that tweets back to me. I always tell people that. It's a lot of work, but I may not get back right away, but I do make that effort if they take the time to tweet to me.
All right, Naoma, thanks so much. As usual, great information. We'll be back.